Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. This is a show about baseball winning season, and even when it begins, it's not always baseball season. I am your host, and we are broadcasting high above Civic Center Station in downtown Atlanta. And tonight, class is in session. There are five guests here to answer questions from the University of Dope, a disrespectful game for hip hop lovers because your favorite rapper is trash. And I've got five people here to back me up. We're going to go around from left to right on my screen. So when asked, let me know where you're calling from and if you'd rather buy Lauryn Hill concert tickets or Dr. Dre's Detox album presale. I'm going to start with the Ed and Fuzz Freak Show.
I'm Ed. That's Fuzz. We calling from Philly. Uh, I go with I'd rather get a pre-sale detox.
I concur. Do you need the reason?
I don't, as long as I recognize your answer. Uh, Kenny, you're next.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Kenny calling from McDonough, Georgia. And just for entertainment value, I'm going to pick the Lauryn Hill tickets, mainly because she's going to show up 3 hours late and then curse us out for being mad about being 3 hours late. So that's my final answer.
Rashawn.
Hey, I'm Sean, and I'm calling from College Park, Georgia. I picked Lauryn Hill for the same reason, actually. Like, I just think it'll be an experience. Like, remember when we went to the Lauryn Hill concert and she didn't show?
All right, dogs.
Yo,
Doc.
what's good? This is Docs. I'm calling from Kansas City. And I'm gonna go with Kenneth and Rashawn on this with the Lauryn Hill too, man. I mean, they both brought up really good points on it, So yeah, I'm going with Lauren. Yeah,
All
Lauryn
right.
Hill.
For those new to class, each question has four choices. Each scholar already has their answer, and after the tally is done, anyone in the minority will have a chance to defend their selection. After they have their say, those in the majority will choose someone to explain why they're wrong and debate until a consensus is determined for a final answer. Sounds simple? So let's start class. The first question goes back in time to the late 20th century and asks for your favorite club, house. It had about five different names, but it was Clubhouse, your Clubhouse music single by a group. So whether it's one person or not, what's your choice from the following? Of your favorite club music group single? We got Snap, I Got the Power, because that's the other thing. I can say the title of it and you can hear the song in your head. So Snap, I Got the Power, Tetratronic, Pump Up the Jam, Black Box, Everybody, or CNC Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat. I went that way, so I'll start with you, Docs.
I went with Snap, which is I didn't even know Snap really fit, no offense, because it was like kind of like a hip hop, more like a hip hop upbeat thing, but I did go with Snap. I kind of wish Chill Rob G would have got some props on that though.
That part.
Rashawn.
I went with Snap as well.
You went with Snap. Kenny.
Well, before I give my answer, shout out to Docs for bringing up from randomly giving Chill Rob G respect. A lot of people forgot about his version of the snap, but nevertheless, I'm going with Everybody by Black Box.
Okay. I'll go with Fuzz from I'm looking at I see the title, but Fuzz.
You said Black Box? That's a group?
That's the name of the single of the group who released the single Everybody. Black
Yeah.
Box is probably a person, but that's what that's the name of it. I'm not saying it, but what?
He goes with Snap. It's his way of saying he goes with Snap.
We're going with Snap, I Got the Power.
Yeah, I speak Fuzz language, so
Thanks for translating.
So Ed, what you got?
I actually go with I Got the Power also. And I also think it feels more on the hip hop side than like house freestyle.
There was two of them.
Yeah, there was
That's
two.
I feel like there was two of all these songs. It's like they
No.
was all no.
No.
Well, not the CNC Music Factory. Not
And
not gonna make you sweat.
I would
But
even say there was no black box. I've never heard of black box until tonight.
You've heard the song though.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody had to sing it though.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
so
It's black box. Black box.
uh, Kenny, unfortunately, I believe you're in the minority with Black Box. So you, I'd say to defend, but go ahead, explain your selection.
Well, it's such an infectious song, and even though there was a lot of controversy with it, Martha Wash was outstanding on the vocals, and it had this amazing sample from Larry Blackman from Cameo that I'm sure everybody has said at one point or another, "Ow," singing along with it when you heard the song. So it's just a song that it still resonates today. It gets everybody on the dance floor when you hear it, and that's why I picked it. That's why I'm rocking with it.
That's almost all these. I mean, not to CNC Music Factory one. That was the one where MTV went a little too far. But the rest of them were all just basically that same clubhouse beat that was infectious and kind of going around at the that late 80s. It's like pump up the jam, pump it up. That's that, you like you said, you can put that on right now and the club and still get people to jump, no?
Yeah.
Buzz,
That's
you
true.
looking surprised. Docs, would you agree or no?
I mean, all of these joints really got you moving on the dance floor. Without a doubt, you did a good selection on them. So it's hard to debate. I mean, at this point, I think he got a lot of points on his view because this is one of those type of situations where you go, they're all doing the same thing. Like you said, they're all doing the same thing. But Snap got controversy too. Two controversy on it. One is the Chill Rob G controversy, and the other was a female singer that she wasn't given credit for being in the video or something like that. And I don't remember her name, and I feel bad that I don't remember her name. But that was crazy that, oh yeah, the one in the video wasn't the actual singer, but nobody cared.
That's
And
Right, and it's funny you mentioned that because that was for all three songs. Because with "Pump Up the Jam," it was Ya Kid K. They had a model in there instead of her, and
Yeah.
Martha Wash for the other two songs for CNC Music Factory and Black Box.
Nobody cared, right? Like, yo, let's just have some fun. The only thing that anybody really cared about was like the underground heads was the Chill Rob G joint. Like,
Right.
that was the one, like that kind of hurt. But I still like, if you go to the gym to this day, you can put I Got the Power and get a good workout on. And
Absolutely.
you could also throw it on at a wedding or a bar mitzvah and like
yeah,
little vocal just pop to
look,
it.
even in a kung fu movie, I got the power. Like somebody working out in a kung fu movie, it made me think about that. So I,
Right.
I,
You throw that one on, you don't have to be suspect either.
yeah, nah, yeah. So that's how I'm going on that one. Yeah, I
all
got
right.
the power.
So I feel like the majority is I got the power. Rashawn, you got I got the power, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's except for but Kenny, are you in agreement that of these four that I got the power would be the better of the four? I feel like it's you're picking one out of you're picking blind and you're going to be fine either way, But Kenny, what are you going to stand with everybody or what?
I could be swayed. I guess I'll switch over to I Got the Power.
All right.
Because
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
Doc's made a good point about working out as well. If you throw that on your workout playlist, you're gonna have a great workout. So,
All right.
so I'm convinced.
Well, I will say I think all of them could be, as has been said, all of them are still playable to this day, are still mixed in and stuff like that. And some point took whatever was there and did it the same way over and over again, and it's been used. So I did want to just bring that to attention. So in that same attention, if you in this question were stranded on a desert island, which of these four albums would you listen to? So this is all you're gonna listen to for the rest of until until what happened with Tom Hanks? How did he get off of the island? Did like a helicopter come and get him or something like that? Until that happens, this is what you're listening to. You're listening to either To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 3 Feet High and Rising by De La Soul, or The Chronic by Dr. Dre. I went right to left, so I'll go left to right. Fuzz,
Chronic.
Chronic, Ed,
3 feet high and rising.
3 Feet High, Kenny,
3 feet high and rising.
3 Feet High, Rashawn,
Feet high and rising.
3 Feet High, Docs.
Hey, my mouth numb because I'm going with the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Damn.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, there is no wrong answer. So, I guess Docs, we were just talking about Lauren before. She's gonna be there for this. She's gonna be at the show. She's gonna
He's
be
on
at
the
the
album,
show.
right?
Right.
Don't forget, she's gonna be there. Talk about this album. Talk about this album as to be able to listen to it over again.
Well, I truly remember this album. If I'm correct, that was when she had the break off from the Fugees, right?
Mhm.
And I think like every joint on that album was dope. If I'm correct, she got like 5 awards and was nominated like 10 times for that one.
Yeah.
You know, and then that broke records. I think it had over 400,000 during the first week, which for a female artist and being in the hip hop genre was groundbreaking in itself. And so it's one of those joints that the you know the people liked it, the critics liked it, she was dope, everybody liked it, I liked it, and it wasn't like, oh, you following it because it's on the radio, because it really wasn't like that. You followed it because Lauryn Hill was fucking dope on that shit.
Yeah. There's a counterpoint, but I'm gonna go to Fuzz. I'm sorry, yeah, to Fuzz, because you had the Chronic.
All right, first shout out to Docs because I felt that on a psychological level. Because if you stuck on an island and you listen to Lauryn Hill, it's kind of like you comfortable because you waiting.
Mhm.
So, but in my mind, I always go back to the fact that she stole production credit, and yeah. So, I just go. I mean, it's the Chronic, but if you really want to like dig deep, I mean, Corrupt's verse on Stranded on Death Row, like I could listen to that and just like be gangster all by myself for years. Like it's the Chronic, but Corrupt's verse on Stranded on Death Row opens it up with the Bushwick Bill intro.
That's it. That's it. All right.
No more? I mean, I feel like that's it.
Once again, there's no. I mean, there are counter arguments, but I'm going to allow of the majority. Would you all like to explain why it's 3 Feet High and Rising? And anyone, any in the majority, would you like to state your case?
Go ahead, Ed.
Well, for me, it's just I'm stuck in an island, and like last thing I want to be thinking about is exes and breakups. If I listen to Lauryn Hill, it's a dope album. If I'm at a bar sipping on some whiskey, feeling some type of way about exes, and as far as the Chronic, like I'm sure it's cool to do a drive-by on the coconuts that are on the palm trees or whatever, on whatever
Safe.
creatures.
Safe.
Like I'm not feeling that G-Funk vibe. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no L's, like I can't smoke up, So to me, I feel like the thing I love about De La Soul is it's that PMA, that positive mental attitude, that Daisy flow, that honestly is quite missed in hip hop nowadays because everything is about either selling drugs or
No, it's about doing drugs now.
doing drugs, yeah. And everything is about, hookups and I just can't relate to that. I always like that almost hippie flow, for lack of a better word, which goes back to like the house music, Jungle Brothers, shout out to them, that whole native tongue, that whole vibe. I feel like that's gonna keep me in a more positive place while I'm like freaking out about being stuck on this island. So that's where I'm at. Like it's just more of a hippie vibe that'll keep me more positive minded, considering I'm stuck on an island.
Kenny and Rashawn, either one of you, you're gonna have to talk me down. Tell me why I should be listening to 3 Feet High. I know you don't have this as a choice, but I'm asking. Tell me why I should listen to 3 Feet High and Rising over De La Soul is Dead, which is, I think, the better album. So, and tell me why I'm gonna take 3 Feet High and Rising. So, well, you can take De La Soul is Dead. I'm gonna take De La Soul is Dead. If I've got those two as a choice. Which one are y'all taking?
Wow, you would ask that question.
I'm,
Uh,
Right.
I'm changing
Like,
the question, but I'm dead. Either one of y'all.
I love De La Soul is Dead, but I'm still taking 3 Feet High and Rising because there's so much nostalgia that comes with that. I just remember, with that being the golden era of hip hop, and even going back to the question a couple of weeks ago when we talked about MTV Raps, just how seeing all those videos and just seeing the different types of hip hop genres that were coming out and stuff like that. There's just like a high level nostalgia that comes with 3 Feet High and Rising. De La Soul is Dead is a great album, but I'm still picking 3 Feet High and Rising.
Mhm, mhm. Is anybody in the minority feel any different, Docs?
I'm a little bit different, but I guess it's where you at. Because I understand where they're coming from for sure, especially being on an island, but I don't want to have that much animosity. I mean, if I'm the way I'm looking at an island, the way I'm looking at an island, I'm not looking at because you weren't specific. I wasn't looking at a little island like Tom Hanks. I actually was looking at it like I'm retiring and I'm chilling on this island, and it's got blue waters and white sand and stuff, and I'm just trying to look at it optimistically, like, yo,
Oh, see, I get it, but yeah, no, this was more of you're stranded on this island, and with the
so
island you
Ended on death
described,
row.
you can come and go.
so I
So
don't
that
so,
and
so I don't get Ginger Mary yet.
Buzz is ready to
I
fight
mean, listen, Docs might have more money than us because he talking about retirement.
Oh,
I know, right?
I ain't never gonna get there. I ain't
I
never
don't
gonna get
want
there.
to.
yeah,
I
And
don't want
I'll
to.
say this: you want a deserted island. You like De La Soul? Where you gonna roller skate?
Man,
well,
I hear you.
that's the last
Where
soul
you
is
gonna
dead,
roller
but
skate?
that's me. That's me on my island without roller skates. But
hey, I got
this
three.
is
It's
three
the
feet
magic
high.
number.
This is 3 feet high and rising.
Right.
So
I will say De La Soul's Dead is a little bit more as it is my favorite De La album, but it's more of a morbid album, especially Millie's
well,
Got a
they're
Pistol. Like
they're
that's a
dead.
song I want to be
Mm.
listening to. Like
Am I the only
after
Balloon
that.
Mind State guy?
Nah,
Am I?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You might be.
Sorry,
All right,
I'll
all
answer the
right.
question. Yeah, no. All right, so the majority is still 3 feet high and rising. I'm not talking off of it for this question. Ed, Fuzz, you're not moving off of Chronic.
You know
I
I'm not.
sense.
He's
You
never
know.
moving off of
Did I
Chronic.
mention Corrupt's first verse on Stranded on Death Row? And then we could talk about the intro. We could talk about Lady of Rage, RBX, Snoop, even one of Snoop's best verses, sneakily.
I don't believe
Say
that.
something. Say
You
something.
sound dug in.
Docs, are you gonna move to the majority? Or are you staying with Lauryn Hill? Just because, like I said, she's gonna be there.
I mean, if
I'm
I'm gonna move, I'm gonna move with Docs because with Docs that way.
yeah, I'm gonna
Because
stay where
like I said, with the waiting thing, if I gotta get on a mind state, if I'm in the middle of an island waiting to be saved or whatever, I might need some Lauryn Hill to be in the mind state of waiting. 3 Feet High and Rising, I'm not like the joint that's gonna get me the most, like you talk about positive mind state, is Saturdays with the roller skating. And again, there's no roller skates, it's sand. Where you gonna like
Well,
where's the positivity coming from?
Mhm.
Saturdays
The most
is
positive joint is shut down by the sand.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Saturdays
stay
is
optimistic,
is
man.
on
So
De La Soul is dead. But
I mean, if I gotta go with somebody else, I'm going with Docs.
all right, well, it's still the minority, so I'm gonna categorize this as De La Soul is dead is the answer with a strong minority, but unlike we got to move on. Um, and moving on, we're going to erase one person from hip hop history. This is since
This is
we've been
probably
talking
the
about Nate and
easiest
Tom.
question ever, Mark.
Yeah.
What? What? What you
This is the
say?
easiest question ever. Go ahead and list them, and then we'll just all go ahead and
Okay,
say the same.
interesting. So the question is, we're erasing one person from hip hop history. The choices are A, Black Thought, Most Def, Common, or Talib Kweli. Rashawn, it's so easy. So who is the answer then? Who's your answer?
It's common. Like,
It's Common.
yeah, that took like 0.8 nanoseconds to figure that one out.
Kenny.
Oh boy, this is a tough one. I really hated having to answer this question. It's gonna be a wild answer, but I'm gonna say Black Thought.
Docs?
Ouch.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Common too. I mean, it was between Common and Talib, but yeah, I'm gonna say Common. Like, yeah.
Ed?
My favorite scene in John Wick is when John Wick stabs up Common. I said it.
I'm here for it.
Fuzz.
Y'all ain't heard Sixth Sense? The food, the corner, like Common got bangers. Like Common worked with some people. Common got bangers.
Common broke Serena's
Listen,
heart.
Hey, I respect that. I would love to break Serena's heart. But listen, you know who I am. You know what I am. Talib Kweli, he don't like me. He don't like my people. So fuck Talib Kweli. And give me one hot single Talib Kweli has ever done.
We
I'm not
can
the
get
biggest
into
Common fan, but Common got bangers. You could talk about Black Star. People
well,
listen to Black Star for Most Def. And he hates Jews, so fuck him.
so I believe
Okay.
that would be Talib Kweli.
Okay.
So Talib Kweli, as a minority, you've made a statement for that. If I remember correctly, so I want to say there's two for Common, right? Rashawn and
Three.
Docs,
Up with his
three
head.
were Common. So Common is the majority as of right now. Kenny, I believe I was good. I moved along, but you said Black Thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
As the
Mainly
minority,
because
please.
You're not in Philly right now.
I know have the entire city of Philly mad at me. But
They say, well, they're in Philly. That's the whole point. But
right. I disagree with it, and I understand, the racial part of it as far as telling Kweli. I get that, but it's disrespectful to say that he hasn't put a banger out there because Get By was a banger, and even Kweli was a banger as well. So he has a couple of bangers. He hasn't really put out a full album, but he's put some bangers out there. And for Black Thought, I like his flow. I like the roots. But if you told me that, I wouldn't, that Philadelphia Half-Life and When Things Fall Apart was going to disappear off the map, I wouldn't lose sleep over that because I still would rather listen to Common, Talib Kweli, and Mos Def.
Black Dog got bars though. I'm just saying.
But wait. Things Fall Apart. You just
all right. Well, I think
but what Talib Kweli album is better than Things Fall Apart?
Wait, hold on. Fuzz, you are defending.
We're not even talking about him hating Jews, all right? Like
you right now in the minority
for real
for
though. Common, I'm not a Common fan, but Sixth Sense goes.
I'm not going to.
That is one of DJ Premier's best joints right there. And
so
we're talking about DJ Premier.
Rashawn, can you explain why Common, despite this argument by Fuzz, why it's Common, please, as the majority?
Well, my opinion, Common does have some bangers. Let's just get it out there. He's good on the mic, but I don't think he's good as the other three. And yeah, he does have good production and people that he works with and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not a big Common fan.
But I'm not either.
Yeah, all right.
You know what it is with Common is that despite the talent, he's the original hip hop hipster in a lot of ways. Like
That's true,
he represents a certain different type of vibe. even for Chicago than your Kanye's or your Chief Keefs or whatever the vibe is in Chicago. It's Common's just Common, and it's very unique to him, and it just comes off very pretentious, and it after a while, he's turtleneck rap, I guess, is for lack of a better word, you know.
I was gonna
It's
say,
turtleneck
Doc,
rap.
No,
You
but
know,
that's
you're gonna hear him at a coffee shop while you're, reading your
Listen.
poetry book,
It-
and
that's fair, but he
It
goes
was-
beyond that.
I opened
Doc,
up a
And he acts, and he's been
well,
in
hold on a sec,
he's been in
Docs.
good movies. Like he goes beyond. You could call him a turtleneck rapper. I'm good with that.
I opened
But
up
he
a
goes
comment.
beyond that.
Hold on a
I'll-
sec, Docs.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, I was calling on you because
Oh.
you had been cut off a couple times. Go ahead.
I did. I opened up a comment, something like 15, 20 years ago. It was a while back. And his live show was actually really good. And in my head, as you know, as he's going on stage, I'm like, damn, his live show is good for a lazy rapper. That's how
I can co-sign for that as well. Years ago, I saw a comment when I don't know if anyone here remembers the Spit Kickers tour, but with Talib Kweli, who I saw, De La was on that tour.
Most of the people that were in this question were pretty much in
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Common ripped it. This was when Like Water for Chocolate was his big album at the time, and he ripped it. So I can agree with Docs. Common puts on a very good live show.
Yeah, he put on a good show. But when I used to listen to him, I was like, damn, he got like a lazy flow, like to me. You know what I'm saying? And there's some lazy rappers that I like, but he wasn't one of them. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't one of them. But yeah, he got to go.
I think to Talib's point also, like the bangers tend to be features and not his albums. Like it's kind of
Give me a verse. Give me a verse.
He's like an intellectual French Montana. It's like you'll put him on a feature just because he's, you can put him there. Just
give me a bar. Give me a verse.
He can't carry an album like French, but
I'm waiting.
Intellectual French Montana.
Quali.
That should be like in the description, Martin, just intellectual.
French Montana. Are you kidding me?
Click
Intellectual
on that.
French Montana. Talib Kweli's best verses are it's off of Most Def. Now, if anything,
Exactly.
I'm arguing for Talib Kweli to be the one that would exit here. So that's why I didn't say anything, because I'm arguing in the minority. I'm not going to argue against Common because he can go too.
What numbers Quali has done on his own versus Black Star numbers.
Oh, you mean on his own?
Tell me, please.
Well, I mean,
the weak link of Black Star.
Well, it's only two people in Black Star. Yes, he's the weak. I'm not
Somebody
arguing
got to be the weak link.
I'm not arguing for Talib Kweli.
Cold-hearted. Called him the prize of Black Star. That's cold-hearted.
Like people have said, Common got a live show. Common got joints. Common got movies. Common
got Serena.
Common got
So you're arguing,
and I reiterate, I'm not a Common fan.
But all those
I'm
reasons,
not even a Common
all
fan.
those reasons, those are reason why I'm glad John Wick did what he did. I'm just saying.
Still on that.
I'm a hater.
All right. It seems Common's in the majority, but this is an arguable point we could continue with, but I'm going to use this as a place to close. And I'm going to close with a trivia question. We started with the origins of club/house music. I'm going to close with I'll House You by the Jungle Brothers. They are arguably the pioneers of mixing, like, as you said, hip hop and house in that late 80s, 86 kind of thing. Founders of Native Tongue, as said. Straight Out the Jungle drops in 1988. A decade later, it's selected by The Source as one of the 100 best albums to celebrate, The Source said at the time, the 20th anniversary of the genre that is hip hop. I'll House You. I mean, it's a Chicago mix. It's a hip hop rap, and it's a whole thing. They added that song in late 1988 to the reissues of Straight Out the Jungle because it wasn't on there. So it doesn't chart until 1989. 1989. How high did Straight Out the Jungle reach? I'm sorry. Yeah. Did it reach on Billboard's Hot Rap Singles?
Wait. Singles? Are we talking Girl
Mm.
Out House You or Straight Out the Jungle?
Girl Out House You.
Okay.
Billboard Hot Rap Singles.
I'm gonna say number.
1989. 1989 Hot Rap
Wow.
Singles.
I'm gonna say number 30.
Docs,
Top 10. Can I say top 10 or no?
you're gonna say you know, I need a specific number. Unless you're
Five.
saying 10. You
I'll go
going
with five.
five? Five? Price is Right rules, everybody. Rashawn,
I'm gonna go $1. Let's say 4.
4. Kenny,
Let me say 12.
12. Ed,
30.
30. Buzz,
I'm gonna build off Docs. Like I like the top 10 thing, and I'm just gonna stick with 10.
okay. The
Because
trivia
I
answer,
don't think it went up to 5, but I think it was top 10.
the trivia answer will be in the description for the next episode. I'd like to thank all of our scholars for participating in class today, especially those in Philadelphia for WrestleMania. I hope you guys find your way home safely. The same sentiment for any and all listeners. Safe travels from the terminal, and good night, everybody.
Peace.